We enter this story, and the night is just beginning. A blooming party with people all around, having fun, dancing, playing games, just enjoying the night. Suddenly, a loud bang. A gunshot. The murder of a man, but not just any man, the mayor's right-hand man.
Help, help, please, someone, call the police.
Alright, boys, we've got a new case. I just called in. Kane, I'm putting you and the new guy, Galloway, on this one.
Alright, Captain, we're on it.
Here's the report. Don't disappoint me, and I don't need another mishap like last time. We don't have an unlimited supply of officers here. Meet me in my office once you've gotten acquainted with your new partner.
Right, sir. You can count on me.
Hello, sir.
So, you're the new guy, huh? You don't look like much.
I'm top of my class. Don't worry, I won't let you down.
Ah, the young preppy new kid that wants to impress. Boy, you've got a lot to learn.
So you two all good and introduced with each other?
Actually, we haven't formally introduced...
Kid, I know your name, and you most likely know mine.
Now, Kane, there is no need to be so harsh. It's his first day out of the academy.
Sorry, boss. Nice to meet you. I'm Detective Stephen Kane.
Thanks, I'm Galloway, James Galloway.
Alright, now that that's over, we can get down to business. Did you get a chance to read that file?
No, sir, not yet.
Well, if you open it up now, we can review what this is all about. So the mayor hosted a big party at his mansion, and it seemed like everything was going well, but just after the mayor finished his speech, a gunshot rang across the entire banquet hall. The mayor's right-hand man, Tod Breddes, had been shot. No one directly witnessed the man who made the shot, but most people say he was dressed like a waiter.
So, it was either an inside job or just a disguise.
What makes you say that, Kane?
Well, most likely he wasn't invited, so he must have needed some way in.
You two better get over to the scene before it's too late.
Alright, Commissioner. We'll get going.
Excuse me, you two can't be here.
I'm Detective Kane, and this is Detective Galloway. We're from the CPD.
Oh, sorry, detectives. I didn't realize who you were. I imagine you two have been briefed on the current situation.
Yes, we came straight from the CPD station, just talking with the commissioner about this case.
Well, we got quite the interesting predicament here. The victim's name was Tod Breddes. He was shot in the back right behind his left shoulder, but the bullet never got out of his chest entirely. He was carrying a small book in his left front pocket. It stopped the bullet, but it also made it kind of bounce back in. Or at least that's what it looks like. There are 2 holes in his chest, but only one in his back.
So, is there any information on the killer?
Not much, but there are a couple of people here that say they can answer questions if you need it.
Thank you, officer. Now let's get going.
You check out the scene. I'm not sure if I'm ready for this much blood. I'll talk to the witness. So did you see who did this, sir?
Yes, I was only about 15 feet away when the shot was fired.
Did you see who shot Mr. Breddes?
By the time I figured out what had happened, I only saw him from the side, but couldn't see any distinguishable features.
Nothing? Are you sure you can't remember anything that can help us find him?
Well, as he ran, he took off his white dress shirt to show a uniform of some sort. I couldn't make out any of the patches, but it was a dark blue dress shirt with red and white epaulets.
Thank you. This information will help us find the suspect and bring him in.
You're welcome. Oh, there was one more thing I noticed about his uniform. It had some sort of silver and gold badge on the front pocket.
Thank you. Any info on the killer will help. I've got some good info from one of the witnesses. You see anything interesting or different that will help?
Well, there isn't much the officer out front left out. He gave us a pretty detailed summary, but there was one thing I found interesting.
What's that?
Well, to start out, the book that the officer mentioned is nowhere to be found, but there's definitely signs of something reflecting a bullet, so I doubt he lied about it.
What could have happened to it? Did you ask the other forensic officers if they maybe moved it?
Yup, and none of them have even seen it.
It couldn't have just gotten up and left.
Well, as far as I know, the only person who knows about it is the officer who was right out front.
Right. I'll go find him. Kane, you ought to come see this.
What's going on?
I went out to find that cop, and someone found a dead body with the mayor's guard uniform on the ground next to him.
It seems this man was choked to death. See if he has a wallet on him.
He does. Kevin Fair. He's a cop. But why is there a mayor's guard uniform here? The name on the shirt says Jason LeGrick. Maybe whoever killed the cop swapped shirts to get away. Wait. That witness I interviewed described the first killer's outfit. It matches up with the guard shirt. Do you think they're related?
If they're not, then we have a mighty big coincidence on our hands. So, Mr. LeGrick is our main suspect, seeing as a witness described his shirt and is found here. Where's the officer we talked to before?
Nowhere to be found. Someone said they saw a man in a police uniform drive off in a normal car, though. Wait, do you think this is the cop that we were supposed to meet?
I do.
So the cop we did meet was actually the killer?
Yep, it appears that way. That is why we didn't find the book he mentioned. He must have taken it for some reason. Maybe it has some sort of value on it. Maybe some important info. He is most likely our man. He tried to dump the kill on this poor officer. Make a call down to the station and give them all the info we've gotten here. Tomorrow, we speak to the mayor.
Hello, sirs. I imagine you are here about the events of last night.
Indeed, Mr. Mayor. We have been through the scene and examined most, if not all, of the evidence. But only upon wrapping up on that, another body was found. Laid there was an officer of the law, a CPD policeman. He didn't have a shirt, but a mayor's guard uniform lay beside him. Do you know anything of why there was a mayor's guard uniform laying there? Or maybe why the killer was wearing it when he killed Mr. Breddes, your right-hand man?
I have no idea. Why would one of my guards do such a thing?
The name on the tag was Jason LeGrick. Was this one of your guards?
Yes, it was. I'm so confused on why he would do that.
Is there anything you could tell us on Mr. LeGrick? Maybe his mental state, or if he had any sort of problem with Tod Breddes?
Not LeGrick. He had no problem with anyone.
Then why would he do it?
I have no clue. Maybe there was some sort of argument between them that I didn't hear of.
Another thing we got from one of the witnesses was that before he fled the initial scene, he stripped out of the waiter's uniform. What was that about?
Again, I have no idea. He said he was feeling ill yesterday morning, so he said he wouldn't be on guard for the party. But he wouldn't lie to me. He is my most trusted man, after all.
Did you and Breddes have any sort of steam between you? Maybe a disagreement on a city bill or something bigger?
No, not that Well, there may be one thing. Me and him argued up on divvying up the funding portions. I wanted to put most of it into savings for later uses. He wanted to use it for the roads, but the roads had always been that way. There wasn't any reason for fixing. If the vote resulted in a tie, then the money would go into the city vault.
How did that vote go?
Well, after I finished my vote, I counted them up at the end of the day. It was tied up, but only to find out that Breddes hadn't voted yet. He said he would vote the next day during the party.
I assume he didn't get the vote in before he was shot.
No, he didn't. Maybe it was someone who didn't want the vote to go over to his side.
All right, Mr. Mayor. That'll be enough. Thank you.
If there's anything I can do to help, just tell me.
Oh, there was one more thing I'd have to ask you.
Yes?
Did Tod Breddes carry any sort of Bible or agenda of some sort on him?
Not to my knowledge.
Thank you for your cooperation, Mr. Mayor.
Yes, thank you.
Anything to help my city be a safer place.
So what do you think is going on? There seems to be some conflict around this whole fund dispersal issue.
I don't know. I feel like it might have been an inside thing. I mean, if LeGrick didn't have any sort of beef with Breddes, he wouldn't do anything to him. The only thing I can think of is that the mayor told him to take him out so the vote would go his way.
But why would the mayor do something like that? Why would the mayor have his right-hand man killed?
Maybe steam was building up between the two. May not have been big things, but small problems might have built up over time, and this fun thing might have pushed him over.
I see your point. We should head back to HQ.
My thoughts exactly.
Will the two detectives ever find the killer? Find out next time on Stephen Kane, Detective.